Hello YouTube land, it's Debbie from the Canadian Crocheter. Today is Monday, February 8th, I think. It's been, I'm not sure, about a week since I've been on. I figured I'd come on and show you what I've been up to for the last week. It's been pretty dead around here. We're still in lockdown. I think they're thinking about opening up soon. Haven't been anywhere, haven't gone anywhere, haven't done anything except painting, trim work, you know, baseboards and things. Been trying to do that. And so I've been doing that in the mornings and the afternoons. After lunch, I sit down and I start to work on stuff. I'm only going to show you what I've finished this week, but I do have stuff that I'm constantly working on. What happened this week? A little story. So I'm sitting in here. Hubby went for snowshoeing on his own, so I was by myself and the dogs. And all of a sudden I hear poof, a thud, and both dogs jumped. And I'm like, oh my God. It sounded like someone threw a package at the front door. So I went and checked, no packages, no nothing. I went looking around. And in the spare bedroom, I happened to look outside the window and there was a bird on the ground, and it was a grouse. I took some photos, but they didn't come out very good. So they're fairly decent sized bird, very big. And he was on the ground and he was just he looked like he was dazed. So I thought, okay, I don't know what to do with a dazed bird. I'm thinking he's just gonna shake it off. So I ran downstairs and put my boots on and ran outside to get a little closer look. And as I was approaching him, he kind of just flipped over on his back, and this happened literally in seconds, and his feet went like this and stopped. He was dead. He was dead. I was crying so much. Yeah, it was so sad. And he was a decent sized bird. Anyway, I couldn't touch him. I was just so heartbroken. So I waited till hubby got home. He got home and he's disposed of it. But you know, not before we had a conversation about whether we should eat it. I'm not a meat eater, so it wasn't the first thing I think of. But since we're living in that environment, everybody up here hunts and that's how they feed themselves. We actually had a little conversation about whether we should dress this bird and make it into dinner. Yeah, I decided not to, only because I don't eat meat. So I try not to eat meat. Don't get me wrong, I still crave the occasional chicken wing, deep fried chicken wing. But generally speaking, I don't eat meat, so I said no. But yeah, this is my new life. This is where we live. Everybody up here hunts for their food. No, I shouldn't say everyone. There's people who don't, obviously. But a lot of people up here hunt. Anyway, I'm babbling too much. 3 minutes and too much information. Anyway, that's the excitement of my week. That was it. That's it. Anyway, what have I been up to? So in the evenings I sit down and I crochet. I came across this pattern. Now I don't know, I think it was a free pattern. I will leave the link, but it's called Fika. I know it sounds funny for us, but it's obviously, it's Swedish. It's a Swedish noun meaning a movement to slow down and appreciate the good things of life, such as coffee with friends. And that hooked me. I'm like, absolutely. That's what I want, Fika. So anyway, it's a cowl. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a cowl. And you can make it longer, like twice as much, or shorter. So I made shorter, and this is using, oh, what is this? The Premier Anti-Pilling DK. Where's the seam? Hold on, I don't want to show you the seam, right? Okay, so I made the cowl. Isn't that pretty? Oh my goodness. This is not blocked. She advises heavy blocking to spread open the stitches, but look how pretty that is. Is that not pretty? It's just, I just made the short one. Yeah, isn't that pretty? Oh my goodness, I just love it. It's so delicate. So not me, but It's so pretty. I loved it. So, and the stitch, once you get the setup row done, the stitch it's a one row repeat. I loved it. I loved it. And it creates a slight edging. It's very slight. It's very delicate. I loved it. So I fell in love with this pattern and I couldn't stop making it. And I'm the type of person that I have to keep making it until it gets out of my system. And I'll show you where it got out of my system. So I thought, okay, so you're supposed to use a DK and a very large hook. I believe it was 6 or 6.5, 6. So it creates a very loose gauge, and that's what this was. So it's already, you can already see the pattern. It's loose, and I'm sure once I block it, it'll be even looser. So very dainty, very nice. But I thought, okay, I'm gonna use, no, I don't remember which cotton this was. This was gotta be some sort of cotton. But look at that, look at the stitches. I love this. So I made another one. This one's heavier, obviously, because it's a cotton. I want to say it's like a Hobby Lobby cotton or something like that. Isn't that pretty? I love it. The stitch is so wonderful. Let me see if you can see how the border, it's an ever so slightly, so you don't need to border it. It creates a nice edge. So I love that. If you really want to know the yarn, I'll dig it up and you just leave a comment down below. But yeah, this is not block, but it's buttery soft. Buttery. So I made that. Still the same stitch. I thought, okay, I'm still addicted to that stitch. I'm gonna make a lapgan. And I had, this was, it's a Hobby Lobby sugar wheel. And I can't remember what the color is, but it's the pink and the grays. So, oh, this is upside down. So, and I did not weave in the ends because I want to block this one. I did not make it very big. This is for me when I'm sitting outside in the summer. Sometimes in the evening, you know, we play cards or something. I just want something covering up my bare legs or something, right? So this is also a cotton. And I did not, I did control, where is it? I did control here, you can see, I kind of just ended because the pink would have gone too far over and the break would have been in there, but I decided to end the pink here. That was the only controlling, and this was using 2 sugar wheels. Is that not adorable? But look at the stitch. Look at that. And so the border that it creates on either the front and the back, or the bottom and the top, is this. It's really nice. And then the side, like I said, creates a really nice, simple little border. But look at that stitch. I'm so addicted. So this one I will block. I don't need to block it because it does cover, but I want it stretched out even more. Although I don't know, once I wash it, I mean, it's probably gonna go back to the original. But anyway, I love it. So addicted to this stitch. So this one's for me. I'm not gonna give this one away because I just love it so much. Even though the colors are not me, the softness is me. So I did that. And then of course, I had a bunch of scraps up here. And then I realized that, and I'll put in a picture here. I was looking at my dog beds, and like we have a little bar here, and there's 2 dog beds underneath it. One for Oscar, one for Zeus. And Zeus has a blanket. Oscar does not. Like, how does that happen? They have dog beds in our bedroom as well. That's where they sleep. And there too, no blanket for Oscar, but I have a blanket for Zeus. So I think I'm being a bad doggy mom. So anyway, I used some scraps, same stitch, and this is not blocked. And as you can see how dense the stitch is. It's kind of compacted. And this is Oscar's bed blanket. Isn't that adorable? It's just using scraps and this stitch, stitch that I found when I started making the Fika. Anyway, look at that. Is that not great? I love it. And he's going to love it. And that's why I'm doing the video today, so that I can show you and then I can put it in his bed. Now I have one more to make for him. Yes. And that's all. Well, no, that's not all I've been working on. I've been working on other stuff. I just don't have anything else finished. The other thing that I have to show you is some Happy Mail. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention last time, I finally have a P.O. box. I put it in the description box below last video, but I forgot to talk about it. So anyway, I do have a P.O. box. It's down below. I will not be going there daily. I will try to go there once a week, once every week and a half, because it is an hour away. So yeah. Anyway, P.O. box, yay. Anyway, a friend of mine, Jennifer from Jenn M Bowman, she has a YouTube channel. We have really kind of become some good friends over the last few years. We met through YouTube. Last summer we met in person once, but that doesn't stop us from being friends. We texting each other all the time. We share stuff all the time. She's awesome, but she does so many more crafts than I do. She does so, and if you're into cross stitching, you got to see the stuff that she makes. Yeah, I used to do cross stitch. It was funny when I was pregnant with my second daughter. It was a high-risk pregnancy. There was some stuff going on, and then so my stress level went through the roof, and which doesn't help the pregnancy. So my doctor recommended cross stitch, and I did. And I always say cross stitch allowed me to carry her full term. Now I have a bunch of these pieces. They're amateurish. They're not as good as Jen's. But I have a bunch of these little pieces, just pieces that I've done that I have no intention of framing or putting up or anything. They're just folded up in a bag. I can't bring myself to get rid of them, but I can't bring myself to frame them either. Anyway, I should, you know, wrap them up nicely and put them in, because I have memory boxes for the kids. Put them in Kelly's memory box and say, this is what got you to full term. Anyway, back to Jennifer. Out of the blue, and I don't know if she feels sorry for me because I live in the middle of nowhere and there's nothing open here. She sent me a little gift, and this is the second time she sent me a letter, an actual letter, not an email, an actual written letter. And I really love them, and she's so funny. I'm sitting there reading and just laughing a lot. Anyway, so she sent me this letter, and she also sent me a pattern. She sent me 2 patterns, but I have no intention of doing the other one, so it doesn't matter. But she sent me this one called Black Light. It's knitted. And then on top of that, she sent me the yarn to use it. Sorry. Hey, my husband's just walking in. Excuse me, I'm doing a video. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, this is knitted. She has such high hopes for me, but she gave me the yarn to do that. I have no idea if I could even make this, but I'm going to try because Jen has faith in me. So thank you, Jen. That was so awesome of you. Anyway, we're at 14 minutes. I am thrilled that it's under 20 minutes. I'm just popping in real quick. I have some ideas for stuff to talk about next week. So I will be back next week or maybe sooner, who knows, once I get my thoughts in order. I hope everyone has a wonderful week, and we will talk soon.